So, one of the films that I decided to talk about for this project is Fists of Fury, starring legendary martial artist Bruce Lee. And I thought this film was very great overall, especially with Lee's action sequences that he's had in this film. And also, it does a really great job at showing the great Chinese culture behind it, too. Especially with the fact that it was made by a Chinese director named Lo Wu, and he does a really great job at telling his story the way he would want to tell it. And overall, I think Lee's character Chen Zhen was basically one of the best highlights of the film. And he understands his motivations and why he's sent out to do what he does. And he's sworn on his mother to avoid violence again, you know, but he feels as if that's the right thing to do because of the fact that he was trained to become a fighter, but not only a fighter, a protector. And it really shows that Lee's character can also, help other people in his town in China, and also to protect the people in Thailand. And it's basically giving care to those you love. And that's what some of the things I really liked about Fists of Fury. Not only it's just about the action and karate, this and that, but it's just about family and understanding where the motives are coming from within Zen. And some of the highlights I really like about this is the dojo scene where Lee is just going at it, showing a lot of his martial arts skills, and it just knocks it out of the park right away. And overall, I'm going to give this film an A+, because it's one of his best martial arts films, and it also has a great representation in China and where it's set. Plus, you can relate to him as a person. And this is probably one of his best martial arts films ever made, And let me tell you, it was phenomenal. I highly recommend it. And Fist of Fury. I'm going to talk about next is Marvel's Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And let me tell you this, the movie is phenomenal. And I must say, it's probably one of the best looking Marvel films I have seen in a long time. And I do like the representation of Chinese culture. It really shows how much the filmmakers wanted to respect the Chinese culture in that matter. And I thought the action was cool, visual effects, the costumes were very great, for like all the actors in there, including the good side, the bad side, and whatnot. And the characters I can really relate to, like Shang-Chi, the leader, he was phenomenal. And I must say that somebody like him, it really shows how his character arc really grows with his backstory and where he comes from and whatnot. And I do like the chemistry between him and Aquafina, who happens to play his best friend in it. She gets her moment of shine with the bow and arrows during the final climax of the movie. And plus it also follows like the relationship between Shang-Chi and his estranged father, who is the leader of the Ten Rings, and he's being blamed by his own people for leaving his wife behind just to catch those rings. And young Shang-Chi watched his own mother die in his hands, and years later the dad still gets blamed for it. And the thing that makes the movie work is the emotional connection with Shang-Chi and his father. And that's what Destin Daniel Cretton has done really well with his directing. He's able to tell a great story and whatnot. So overall, Shang-Chi is probably one of the best Marvel films I've seen this year, So I'm going to give Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, an A+. I do recommend it. It's a really good time. You'll have fun with it. And yeah, that's my review of Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Fists of Fury starring Bruce Lee.